Hello everyone and welcome to our channel. We are here tonight with our new guest, Sashleigha Hightower, who plays Amber, our new GST movie, Love in Aruba. Welcome and thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm happy to chat with you.
Me too. Let's begin. What's the main element in Amber's character and the movie in general that fascinates you the most and drew you to join Love in Aruba?
So what about being Amber fascinated me the most in the movie?
Yes.
I think what I really liked about this particular character and how the writer portrayed her was just her resolve to kind of be this steady place there, regardless of what he or, his daughter was going through. It just seemed like she kind of was just this steady person that was just kind of going with what was going on. She kind of saw past what was happening and she was kind of aware of things. And I really liked those elements that were brought into her specific character.
Good. And where are you and Amber most similar and where most different as human beings?
That's a good question. So it was interesting because even though she had never, so I guess what's different is she had never had children, but I personally have 3 kids. I actually have another one due any day now. So I understand kind of the side of having kids and being a single parent, so I kind of understood his character a little bit more. But when it came to Amber, I understand that piece of dating others that have had children or heartbreak or things that have kind of been in their past and they're not too sure about opening up their heart again. I mean, I've definitely been there myself many times, just afraid to kind of jump into things but then also the flip side of being able to see past that in those and to understand where it comes from and to just kind of want to explore and be open to that. So
Good. And what's been the biggest challenge for you in portraying Amber?
the biggest challenge,
Yes.
I don't know if there was really a big challenge that I personally faced in this particular film or with this character. It was pretty, I mean, obviously we have a lot of discussions with the director and the writer. And so when you're going through the process, you're able to feel really comfortable with who this person is and trying to kind of step into their shoes. And so for me personally, at least with this one, I didn't feel that there was much of a challenge or anything. It just was really fun to play her.
Okay. And how would you describe Love in Aruba in just 3 words?
Say that again.
How would you describe Love in Aruba in just 3 words?
I just threw that's a really good question. Let's see. I don't even know. Let me think about it for a second. Put me on the spot. Let's see. Okay, so the actual film, 3 words. Well, number one, adventurous. You'll get to see if you watch it. They go on a lot of adventures and get to see a lot of different things in Aruba, which is so beautiful there. And then probably the next one would be hmm, I'm not even sure how to describe it in 2 other words. Explorative, because there's a lot of different pieces in the relationships that are explored, both with the daughter and the father, and then also just, let's see, what would be another word? I don't know on the third word. I'm not sure, just because there's so many different pieces about it. It's fun. It's there's sad moments, there's exciting moments. So I don't know how to just kind of tone it down into 3 words, but maybe when you have a moment, you could tell me your 3 words.
Okay, good. And what can you tease about Amber's and Connor's journey throughout the movie?
I would say there's a lot of different peaks and valleys, at least in my opinion. They kind of go through certain places where you think, oh, they must just hate one another, just uncomfortable. And then there's pieces where you start to see different things between them, and then you wonder, and then it's kind of pulled back again, and so it's just kind of this back and forth experience between them, and I like watching that.
Perfect. And talking about the environment on set, how would you describe your experience while filming Love in Aruba? And do you have any fun anecdote to share?
Yeah, so I would describe it as comfortable and fun because honestly, behind the scenes, because everybody who watches a movie gets to just see this character, all these different characters and how it comes together and the editing and all these different things. But honestly, this particular group and crew were just incredible to work with. So being able to be in an incredible place of Aruba, number one, is always so wonderful. But then the second part is just being around people who are committed to helping other people's visions come together and just have fun while they're doing it. They work hard. And so I had a really good, positive experience with that.
Good. And a fun question. If you could choose any other character from Love in Aruba, apart from Amber, that you have loved to play, which one would it be and why?
I think it would probably be, let's see here. Her name in real life is Madison Savoy, but I forgot uh,
Oh,
her character's name. But she is the one who is kind of egging Connor on to like go after me and things. And she's very kind of forward, and I love that about her. I love that she has a little bit of just that sass, and she's not afraid to say what she feels. And so that would probably be the other character I would like playing.
yeah. And did you take anything from set, any prop or piece of costume to remember your experience as Amber?
Oh, that's a good question. Sometimes we actually are offered that, like, hey, do you want to take any of this? And from this particular set, I actually didn't. It was just kind of, we had a great time, and I'm lucky enough that I get to see these individuals because we're pretty close by as far as being able to be connected through social media or seeing each other in the film industry. So I get to see them and kind of partake in just being around whatever was. I'm just reminded of it in different ways. So that's it. Although I did bring something home for all my kids.
Yeah. And a question isn't about the movie. Throwing back to the origins of your career, how did the passion for acting come about in your life? It's a question. It's a question we do to all the personality we interview, so we can know you better.
Sure. Yeah. So kind of how my passion for acting kind of came about. So I guess for me, it was really interesting. I was actually in the dental and medical world for many, many years, and acting was a childhood dream. So when I was kind of in this place in my life where I was more in survival mode growing up. And when you're in survival mode, you just can't really dream. You don't allow yourself to dream a lot. And so for me, acting was like too big of a fancy dream. I couldn't afford that. And so I went into some other things that I really ended up loving and enjoying. And then I remember one day I was like, something's got to change. And so I stopped working and I took some time off. And in that space, that thought and the dreaming started happening again, where I started thinking, man, what would I really want to do? And I was like, you've thought about acting? And I was like, no, that was a childhood dream. Like I was trying to talk myself out of it. And so I just was like, you know what? No, I'm going to go take a class. Took a class, was in front of some agents a few weeks later, was able to get signed and then on to my first job. And it's just kind of tumbled from there. And, for me at least, acting has this passion within me that I can't quite explain. It's something where, what I was first taught is we all take on different tones. Like I would talk to my boss a little bit differently than I would my child or my husband, right? And we all do that. But I realized in one of my first classes, they said, if you are not honest in front of the camera, if you are not real and authentic in front of the camera, it will catch it. And so for me, it actually opened up a lot of spaces within me too that I didn't even know were there. And even just a lot of demons, you know, being nervous about what would people think at the very beginning, or I don't know if I can put myself out there. And so it kind of lit a passion within me that I wasn't expecting that would open up a lot of things. So for me, that's kind of where it came from, where it started. And I'm just glad I kept dreaming and kept trying it. And I hope other people do the same with whatever it is that they dream about.
Yeah, good story. And that's it. Thank you for being here with us, Sashleigha. Thank you
Yes.
everyone for following us.
Thanks, Desiree.
Bye.
Bye-bye.